Man, what's up, y'all? I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the We Want More podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Moore.
I'm Asante.
Maxwell.
And as you see, if you're watching this on the visual, you see Pepsi. He chilling in between us. We're on episode 37.
37.
Yeah, please be sure to like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff on whatever platform you're listening to this to. Give us 5 stars, subscribe to the YouTube, and I don't know, just spread the word with a friend. How y'all feeling?
Yeah, I'm good. Everything's good. How are you fellow dog lovers doing?
I'm feeling good. Me and Pepsi, we've been enjoying the weather. We've been going on much longer walks lately.
Nice.
Yeah, hanging at the park, just checking out the bitches. You know what I'm saying? That's him.
Yeah.
Female dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only paying these bitches no mind.
He's looking at me like he's lying.
Cause I do. What's up?
This nigga be doing cartwheels for the bitches, man. Right, Pepsi?
Everything been going good though. It's been just usual, just a good week of shows as always. I can't complain. Saw the first trailer of the Tires coming out.
Yeah. First trailer of Tires is coming out, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, about to get these white fans.
Yeah, that's really what you need in this world.
Bro, I'm about to cross over and leave y'all niggas behind. I can't wait to change up on y'all.
When does the Tires come out again?
May 23rd.
May 23rd. Watch
on
Tires on Netflix. That was the wrong one. Well,
yeah.
Trying to give you an applause.
I appreciate it.
You know what? You're going to be a fucking sellout anyway, so fuck it. Yeah, Tires coming out. The Sixers are up currently. Knicks is leading 2-1. I watch basketball when it's exciting.
Yep.
Definitely playoffs. I watch like half regular season.
I'm a Knicks fan. It usually ends early for us.
You've been doing great without Julius Randle, especially.
But playoff basketball is definitely better when the Knicks are involved. I will say that.
Yeah.
I will say that.
You get to see the city, really unite.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I was talking shit about the Knicks just in this bar the other night, and this dude just kept looking back like he was ready to like murder me.
Yeah, bro.
Like I was just talking to my friend like about how the Sixers was going to destroy the Knicks, and he could barely contain himself. Like this dude, this random guy, just looking back like motherfucker.
Bro, you will catch at a shitty dive bar in Midtown. You'll catch a couple of gay dudes, some construction workers, and then your average neighborhood drug dealer, and they will unite to beat the shit out of somebody talking crazy on the Knicks especially. It happens with the Rangers sometimes depending on where you're at.
Yeah.
The Yankees is where you're kind of safe depending on who the rivalry is. Like
you could talk shit about the Yankees, but if you coming at the whole city by being somebody like,
yeah.
I mean, but it's also too, the Yankees have such a history of winning, where it's like, all right, talk shit about us. Like,
yeah, you can't talk shit about the Mets though. The Mets
suck.
Yeah, but so do the Knicks sometimes.
Yo. Fam,
We about to end the
How's your week been, man? Tell me about your week, man. What's been going on?
Sometimes. I told you, they're doing good. Julius Randle's hurt. And
do you think this is where I want to be in Game 4? Sitting in a Philly dominant household? Do you think this is what it is? Pepsi staring at me judgingly as I'm sitting off in the corner?
Well, you moved to Jersey, so you switched up already. So you kind of got to.
I assure you, I'm still 18 minutes from MSG, and I don't even know where the 76ers play.
The fucking, what's it called now? Is it Wells Fargo?
Yeah, it's the Wells Fargo. But they actually trying to move the Sixers arena and put it downtown.
They trying to put it in Camden.
They trying to put it on like where the gallery is, or the fashion district, between like.
They should. The fashion district was a horrible idea and it was a waste of money.
I don't think I like the Sixers stadium. I like the Sixers arena exactly where it is in that vicinity of the other.
Yeah. Also, in and out. You go down there, boom. I go downtown. The level of traffic and nonsense. I understand why you do it though, because you want to put it in the area where it's like, yo, get out of the game and just go walk the strip and blah 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 blah. Yeah. But nah.
No, but Philly isn't like New York, whereas y'all just handle congestion in such a better way than Philly ever would.
Yeah, Philadelphia, the way they handle shit, fashion district especially, because that's on Market Street basically, right. And that whole strip is like all new, like big lights and like huge screens to make it look like the city is doing better than it actually is, when in reality we could have put so much more money in like infrastructure and instead of just putting lipstick on a pig, essentially. Like, nobody's going down there because it's still dangerous. Niggas is still panhandling.
Right.
It's still nasty up there.
Is homeless people everywhere. We got an open air drug market. Like, Sixers games, that let out is going to be like...
Nobody want to be over there when a game lets out.
Right. That shit is going to be like when Bruce Wayne was leaving the movie theater with his parents. Like, like that stadium is going to start some kid's origin story. I went to a Sixers game. We tried to cut down Ludlow Street, and then my parents got murdered.
Yo, how dope would it be though to have a Philly Batman? Got to think about like the give and the take on that.
That's what we need. We need something.
Yeah, somebody need to beat the shit out of them fucking mentally ill people in Philly. We need somebody breaking spines in Kensington. But that's the thing. That's another thing. Like, that's a problem that we aren't addressing. Also, the public transportation system in Philly is shit, and they should have been built a fucking subway system on the boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
But like, basically, no neighborhood like along the boulevard wants to like allow a fucking train system because they're scared that the fucking crazy people are gonna go to the white neighborhood or whatever the fuck. But the white neighborhoods are already filled with fucking crazy, nasty white people. So
yeah, I assure you, heroin knows no bounds.
Yeah, like everybody white in Philly I know got heroin on.
That's the American universal bond, heroin. It brings everyone together. Everyone can do age.
Nothing brings a family together than trying to find out like the missing items that your uncle stole.
The case of the black spoons. Who turned the spoons black?
Yeah, I know somebody who wanted to cook with like fancy silverware, and they were like, "Oh yeah, 100% silver, blah blah blah." Like, well, at least that's what my aunt was saying when said person took it, but that shit did not cook up properly. Like, it was definitely fake, and it weathered out, and you could see that it wasn't real silver. And they really had the nerve to come back and say something about it, and be like, "Yo, that shit was like stainless steel. Yeah, it was fucked up." But
so they stole the silverware and then brought it back. Like,
yeah, I guess they went to go fence it, and it didn't work out proper, and they tried cooking, and yeah.
Bitch, you told me this was real brass.
Yeah, man, that titanium will really fool you, bro. You really gotta. Yeah. How you week been?
My week has been good. Had a good run of shows this week. Got to work at the Cellar. This was it was dope. Got to see some like legends work out, and it's dope to see how. One thing I like about New York comedy is that like no matter how successful people get, they still putting in the work. Like, you know what I mean? Like New York, like in the sense of you could be at a shitty bar show and you'll see like somebody like a Mark Norman still drop in to perform for 5 people.
There's humility in that.
Yeah.
Even then, that shows passion for the grind.
Yeah, it's like
if you've succeeded beyond like what you should technically go into retirement stage, as least finances are concerned, and the fact that you just show up for a $15 spot and you probably don't even take the bread, you just want the time.
The success in this shit is business. This business is like so fleeting that if you're smart, this shit could just be fucking dried up super quick. So you should be out there working to prevent that shit from happening at all angles. Like, every time somebody get comfortable is obviously because like their other business ventures are successful, like movies or some shit. But if not, they just plummet.
Yeah. So I saw somebody pose this question earlier. What do y'all prefer, the white crackhead or a black crackhead?
What
is the preference? Is the preference in need, or is the preference just in like visuality?
I guess like in need, and I guess who's more fun and more useful?
A white crackhead.
Black crackhead.
You can't really have the full amount of fun that you want with a black crackhead because you like, damn, we the same a little bit. Okay, white crackhead, I'll fucking throw pennies at him. I'll go fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Like, go ahead, do a little dance for $1. Do a backflip. I would never do that to a black crackhead. They are more fun. Black crackheads, they be singing their ass off.
Not even that. I'm going for resourcefulness. Like, if I was in a pinch, I had to choose to ask, like, whatever favor. If I needed furniture, if I needed to look out, if somebody could find me something real quick, I'm not going to ask the white crackhead.
That's a fact.
I feel like
White
they're
crackheads
just
are
not
lazy.
gonna. Yeah, they're not gonna move the same way. I need efficiency.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a fact. Crackheads will find shit that they don't even got themselves, which is crazy. Like them niggas that get you some like new shoes and they don't even got shoes themselves.
It's like you almost could like send a black crackhead to run errands for you, and you'll trust them to come back.
Yeah,
It might not be exactly what you asked for. Like it's not gonna be the couch, but it'll be a couch.
Yeah, we need crackheads to be Instacart shoppers.
Yo, I think that's a big thing that like, especially when you talk about like the whole comedy thing. As far as like, I think that there really needs to be something set up in place to catch people after they've either missed their mark and they're on the falling downfall of like certain things, or if they're in the retirement stage and they don't know. Like, instead of say your comedy thing burns out, like we should have Only Funny, where it's basically OnlyFans but for comedians. So it's like now you get out there and shake your dick. You know what I'm saying? You can't make anyone laugh anymore. Get out there and dance. You know what I'm saying? I want to see something like it's something like that. Not riding.
Is her career over?
I don't know. I just thought of an older comic. I don't want to see Roseanne pop nothing. Like it's fine.
She's alive still.
Roseanne?
Yeah.
She been down.
Bro, she's in Austin. Yeah, she's
Austin?
the queen of the Austin matriarchy.
Yeah. Roseanne. Yeah. She just got canceled for being like. I hate when white people get canceled for being racist because it's just like I assumed she was racist this whole time. So
Right.
like,
Yeah, it wasn't a surprise.
like why are you trying to? Don't do it for us. Don't fucking cancel your white heroes because you think we want that shit. We already don't trust them motherfuckers.
Yeah, we be more surprised when they not. Like that's how it was when the first time I found out that Stone Cold was actually like really progressive.
Yeah, because the Hulk Hogan is. So I'm assuming everybody like that, but nah, fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin, because he said the N word in the longest yard.
Yeah, he called Nelly a nigga.
Yeah, and Nelly is a nigga, but it wasn't cool.
Let me see. Do y'all want to get into the topics?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess we can get into the topics if that's what you
Normal transition
would like
here.
to do. Yeah, let's get into some topics. What do we got here? There's some developments in the Israeli-Palestine conflict.
Yeah, it done moved from the Gaza Strip to college campuses.
Yeah, I kind of wish there was more wars when I was in college. There wasn't really that much shit going on.
When you was in college,
2015 to 2019,
bro? No,
I mean we was already over that shit.
no, college. No, it was real. That's the thing. But the shit we was going through in college, you probably don't remember offhand. But during those times, because when I went to college, so what year did I get to college? I got to college 2010. So I'm in school during Obama's first presidency. No, I guess that was his second term. I think that was his second term. So going through that, what else happened? Mike Brown, Trayvon.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of shit when I was
Ferguson.
in college. There wasn't a lot of international shit.
Yeah,
like
that's
Trump was
civil
first
unrest.
presidency.
That's what that is. Civil
Yeah.
unrest opposed to. I'll say because I went to college in 06. By the way, that just made me feel like shit after y'all both said that.
I'm trying not to laugh at
It's
you.
fine. I went to college in 06, and like we were still riding the heat off 9/11 to the point that everyone I know who bombed out the second semester was like, "Oh, yo, brother's fucking Marine Corps is right there, dude," and they all just jumped and signed up. So win-win.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was joining the military like as much as, not gonna say anybody, but like there was a lot of anti-government sentiment by the time I was in college. And Trump, that was when Trump got elected, and I think that was my first or second year of school. And I remember he had a rally there. I'd never seen that many white people show up for like anything. Like I didn't even know he was that big until they all came out for that rally in my school. I was like, yo, this nigga's gonna be the president.
I guess the difference would be because like y'all was riding that wave of like 9/11.
Yeah, we were still riding the 9/11 wave. We
Yeah.
still thought they were the enemy.
So it was for y'all. It was more so like some some patriotism behind it. Where us, it was just like, yo, I'm trying to get a charger.
Yeah. Which don't get me wrong, that ended up being the ultimate prize.
Yeah.
But once again, coming off the backs of patriotism, it was none of this though. There was no one like, we're not going to class to stop the war effort. It was like, I'm not going to class. I'm gonna go fucking get this Dodge Charger. Yeah.
All right. So basically, what's going on? It's been college students. They all across the country. Well, not even just across the country. Now across the world are starting to revolt and protest and stand up for Palestine. Basically, they want their demands is they want their colleges to sever ties with Israel or corporations that that receive money from Israel. I think, matter of fact, I had the full list of demands because I think they also get money where it's like they donate to Israeli research.
Yeah. How do you feel about like people that are trying to boycott companies that are associated with the Israeli government or just Israel in general?
I get it, and I've actually gotten into arguments with a few people about it. Like, for example, I got into arguments where I might be in the airport, and I go to Starbucks. Somebody say, like, what you doing? And I'm like, oh, I just got some Starbucks real quick. And they're like, oh, you still supporting them? And it's just like, it's just not on the forefront of my mind, like 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm just thinking about just getting something quick to eat before I go get on this plane. I'm not thinking about, which I guess I should be, but I'm not thinking about like the impact on my white chocolate mocha.
That's a childish drink. I love a white chocolate mocha, though. But that is some childish shit.
Like I get protesting, and I definitely do understand it, but I don't know. I still support Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
there we go.
It's getting hard to keep up with everything I'm supposed to support and would not support because it's just like, okay, so if I don't support Starbucks, do we at some point stop being under the like thumb of capitalistic rule? It's just boycotting one company at a time. I get why you would not want to support certain people, but it's just like asking everybody to do it. It's just it's hard because it's like, all right, well, if I don't support them, who do I support? Because everybody's using fucking child slavery somewhere and shit. So I don't even know.
Yeah,
I'm just confused.
I feel like people don't see that irony though. Just the point that you just made.
Yeah.
People don't see the irony of I'm gonna go out here and ban for this while I'm on my iPhone using whatever camera for whatever fucking database that's definitely held in some third world country with kids doing the numbers.
And that's why like sometimes it just comes off performative because it's like, all right, I get it, and these college students, they are protesting for like a just cause.
Yeah, and I like the rebellious spirit that kids have. I don't want it to ever go away because they're supposed to. They're rebelling against real shit. Like back then in like the 60s, they were like, I want to show my titties on the beach. I was like, shut up.
Yeah, and this is
dying.
real. This is like,
real shit.
But at the same time, these niggas did wait till it get nice outside.
Yeah, word. When it was negative 30 a couple months back, there was not a peep outside. Yeah, it's a good point.
Like, come on. Y'all niggas.
I mean, I wasn't going out there. It's not hot in Palestine. It's not cold in Palestine. Why I gotta be cold? It's hot over there, so I'm gonna go outside when it's hot. I want to be going through what they're going through.
Yo, can I ask you guys something?
Don't eat breakfast and go outside in the heat and try to live like them.
Yo, side note, you
See
seen
if you
how
could do it.
you seen how that whole part of the world's like under floods now?
What?
Like the UAB and all that shit.
Oh,
For
in
real?
Dubai?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I did see that.
Yeah.
So once again, not to show off my ignorance, but like, isn't that what everybody wanted? Everybody wanted water, right? Like I thought that was the big problem. That's why they were cloud seeding and using like bioengineering to try to make fake rain, and draw it out the atmosphere. Now you got a tsunami. Like, what'd you think was gonna happen?
I don't know. I feel like maybe because of where the water's coming from is just like
The sky.
dirty. Well, like flood waters and shit are like toxic.
Yeah, after they've already hit the ground. But I mean, initially the problem is that it's just raining dumb hard.
Yeah,
This is what y'all wanted, right?
Is that what happened? It just rained and
Yeah,
But it
everything flooded?
rained a lot harder. I think they got two years worth of rain in a matter of like days.
Well, they shouldn't have cloud seeded them.
I mean, not even just that. I mean, they've done so many unholy things in that area.
In Dubai, yeah.
Yeah, it's like God is trying to wash away the place where people are getting shit on the daily.
Yeah, he's like, what are you doing to the clouds? No, I'm flooding you guys either way for what you did. Don't do shit to the clouds. The shit was enough to send us rain.
But I have the first
two
list
of
of
each
demands.
Okay.
I've got the list of demands that they have for Columbia, which has pretty much been the college that's been spearheading it. And from me just going through briefly to see on the other ones, it's basically what you said, plus they want amnesty. So they want them to break all ties with Israel-linked companies, and they want amnesty for anyone who participated in this because, as you know, people have been getting expelled and fired left and right. So,
All right, and my thing with that is with the schools where I'm seeing protests in just like in New York, because there's protests going on at NYU also, and the thing is like you can't try to align yourself with the prestige of this whiteness and not expect the schools to try to uphold that. Like
That's fair. Yeah, you don't get to protest and go home. If your protest is effective, you are gonna lose some opportunities in your life.
And it's like I expect my Ivy League school to be a little prejudiced.
Yeah, it's an elite school. Of course, they're gonna go after fucking. They're gonna partner with Israel. I just don't know the point of the boycott. Still, like, I guess just showing that you don't support it, but to what end is my question. Hopefully, they're not gonna cut ties. I guess just voice your concerns.
Damn, it's kind of tough because it's like, do y'all just leave? Like, do you find another school? It's certain places like. Also, I need to find I was trying to look up, like, is this actually legal? Like, all right, I know, of course, we know you should be allowed to protest, but I think the college campus, that does fall under the guidelines of private property.
Well, like, they can kick you out for protesting?
Not that they could kick you out for protesting, but more so what you're allowed to do on the campus, like as far as like leading the encampments and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure like protesting and like being outspoken about some shit isn't illegal, but they can always find some sort of law that you did violate.
Yes, when it comes to private universities, the Constitution does not apply directly to private institutions. Ergo, in these elitist Ivy League schools, that, you know what I'm saying, it's not a BMCC. So, like, yes, they can. Yeah, they can shut you down completely.
As Dr. Umar said, this is not a government-funded activity. I have the right to discriminate.
Dope.
This is not a government-funded activity. I have the right to discriminate. I think the reason why college students do it so much is because, you know, you're young and you don't really have a steady job at the time, so you could just do that. But once you get out of college, all this like rebellious shit kind of goes away from most people because they got shit to lose. And there's like not really too many organizations that can support people that want to protest and not fucking lose everything outside of college because you already don't got much.
This is like college lesbians. You could just grow out of it, basically.
Yeah, because like there's just that's a great point. So like it's like being a lesbian in college because it's a lot of women there and they're all just as freaky as you. So y'all all band together and do some freaky shit. So there's a lot of people that want to protest. You want to protest. There's a place for you all to meet very easily. But most people don't have community once they leave college.
Like Harvard, I think 30% of their it was like something in the high 30s, like almost 40% of the students that they admit are legacy students. These schools are just doing like what they've like been doing historically.
Yeah, like are these people protesting their parents too? Because a lot of people like protest shit that their parents are like involved in.
And also too, man, I saw I do want to say like to the minority students that's protesting this. Like a lot of times I look at a lot of protests. Like I look at the Black Lives Matter protests where I'm like, I'm gonna let y'all white people fight. For real. That's where we're going to see the change at. Yeah. It ain't going to be, change isn't going to come from us. It's going to have to be like now it's going to be like some white people having to step up.
Yeah, we got to use two different groups of white people as rock'em sock'em robots. We just let them fight.
Because that's what's going to cause the change in this. If it's actually like the Jewish students or the Jewish professors or faculty that take the stand.
White people are going to have to more for things to change.
Clip it.
And I don't want white people to die, but it's like when everybody else dies, nobody cares. So, sorry, guys.
Not true. No one gives a fuck about the Ukraine situation. It's all whites.
Yeah, but they're not
evil whites versus other evil whites.
They're not white. They like soup white.
No, I'm glad you mentioned Ukraine.
Like borscht and shit.
I feel like Ukraine should have to speak out on behalf of these students or send some of that money back.
Yo, talk about it.
Because them niggas is just chilling with our money.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. How much money we give to? I don't know shit. I don't know enough about fucking Taiwan or whatever the fuck to voice a concern about that. But Ukraine, them niggas definitely getting over. Israel they are doing some demonic shit. But Ukraine, they just taking that money and it's just prolonging a fucking war that shouldn't exist.
Yeah, and be careful, y'all minority students out there, man. You see the one student that just got expelled from Columbia.
Black people, be careful. And Middle Eastern people, you know, like people that got like actual ties to like your home country because of like your family and shit. Y'all gotta just take care of yourselves because I know a lot of people that are just kind of going insane about this shit because it's like their family that they're seeing go through this shit.
Yeah, this student he got expelled from Columbia after comments that he said on Instagram Live went viral.
You can't really hold a gay nigga for the angry shit he says, or they. You can't hold non-binaries to their word on violent shit. They just be talking shit, man. Non-binaries be talking cash shit, and they don't always mean it. They just be on go. What he say? He said the existence. These are
niggas is angry, looking at home at the long day of protesting. Then you gotta go home and look at an empty GoFundMe. That shit had me ready to kill buddy too. Yeah, he said. What did he say? Yeah, he said everyone should be grateful that I'm just not going out and signing this.
He compares Zionists to white supremacists and Nazis. He said Israel is antithetical to peace. He said, I feel very comfortable calling for those people to die. So, and now you get kicked out of college. That's something I want people to consider. Like, if you say the shit you mean, but know that you're not going to like the outcome, so be prepared for that.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to do no work outside of school trying to fucking fight to find somewhere to stay now.
But that's such a good point, though, because it's like you say all this and then you go, well, why did I get kicked out of school? Like, I was just speaking my piece. Like, fam, you kind of declared like war on bad people. Like, and you said we should be grateful for you not murdering people, which means that's in your mind, which means you're a liability to the school.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you gotta, because if you replace those, like, if you replace some of those words with like black or just other groups, or these gay people should be glad I'm not going around killing them. That is really like wild. Like,
I disagree with that, and I think I understand what you're saying. Zionism and Judaism are like no. I don't think anybody's in this situation saying like let's kill Jews. Nobody wants to kill Jews.
Yeah.
Nobody does. Zionists are totally different, and they've attached themselves to the identity of like Jews so that they can't be criticized at all. So he should have been more aware that that's how people see it.
Right.
Though.
Yeah.
He should have been aware that if I say something about Zionists, people are going to think I'm talking about Jews and like the entire Jewish fucking world.
Here's my confusion.
So you just been smarter. You got to be smart when you talking about this shit, because the people that are watching this are the people that don't want you to say this shit. There's really nothing like. There's really no way to defend Israel at this point. Like, there's just nothing good that they've done so far. Like, they got attacked and that was fucked up, and like people died at like what was like a concert, and like that was horrible. But that's literally the same thing as 9/11. Like, a bunch of people died, and they were like, all right, in your name, we're gonna just go murder children.
Yeah.
Like, that's not
almost like the same playbook, bro. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
From that, y'all want to talk about the TikTok ban?
Yeah, I think. Do you think TikTok should be banned if they don't sell like a fucking? I don't think I ever asked you like.
I don't. I've never been the biggest fan of TikTok, but for other reasons. So I don't think it should be banned, especially because it sets a bad precedent to where, I mean, other countries could hit us with the same thing. Other countries could force the U.S. to sell Twitter or Facebook or the stuff that the shit is like. We coming at TikTok. I just got an email about my information getting breached by Facebook, so I don't think it should be. I don't think it should be banned. I'm not mad at TikTok going because I can't figure out the algorithm.
Yeah,
so,
it's a good riddance.
Yeah, so as a hater, get them crowd work clips up out of here.
It is kind of you got to think about it from the United States government's perspective. As a government of people that are trying to keep our own people in line, and we're trying to brainwash our own people to kind of operate in a way that we need them to. Mm-hmm. You can't really have China taking over that job for you, especially like the young minds of the country. That's what TikTok appeals to the most. You can't have China brainwashing people that you're trying to brainwash. That's just not. Yeah. That just can't work.
And also too, I want people to know, because people have been saying like, "Oh, this," because Joe Biden he signed on to this bill this past week, and people was like, "Damn, we gotta let Joe hear it. This is going to be the one that really gets Trump back in office." when Trump was the one that proposed this bill too.
Yeah, niggas don't never know what they're talking about, bro.
Yeah.
Especially like with like political shit and bills, and every time somebody says some shit, it turns out that they said the opposite a fucking year ago. So
I don't understand politics. And one day I want to sit down and really chop it up with someone who's in the political field, but not high enough that they got to give me a speech, but like decent enough that they can be like, yo, this is how it actually works, opposed to what like you learned from PBS.
I think here's what I understand about politics. As say I were to run for office, what do you think my reasoning for running to office would be? So that I can pass some bills, or is it that you know there's money in politics and lobbyists will fucking sponsor you to push their agenda? So just by being there and being willing to work with people who are giving you money to do their bidding, you can make a lot of money as a politician. Bro. And in order to stay elected, people have to not want you the fuck out.
Bro,
so whatever hot topic is going on, you take the side of that issue that your current like fucking your
current
demographic is in. So if you don't even give a fuck about something like CRT, but you know everybody in your state hates CRT, you're gonna fucking rail against that shit with everything you got, whether or not you believe it or not, just so that you can stay in office and continue to collect money from the fucking companies that sponsor you.
Bro, this shit all about money. Let me look
Yeah,
up.
it's literally 100% of this is money. Like, what politician is getting into this for any reason other than I could make more money doing this than fucking.
I would love to be a politician
job.
and enact silly laws.
Because look,
shit that makes no sense.
Nancy Pelosi.
None of them do. You easily could do that.
It says Nancy Pelosi. She's one of the most like highly compensated members of Congress. Her annual salary is a little over $200,000 a year.
For doing what?
Right.
Having them big old titties in the office.
But
she really got big titties?
Hell yeah, bro.
But her net worth.
How old is she? Like 90?
Her net worth is over $100 million. So it was like, and this was in 2018.
Ew. She should be fucking. I see why people want to.
So that's the thing.
$100 million to decide whether or not fucking.
So how did you make over $100 million?
Oh, stock market.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's
Insider
why they
trading.
Yeah, that's why they get into politics.
I mean, yeah, bro. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah. Do you think about like somebody like what is her name, Marjorie Taylor Greene? Yeah. The one that people. I hate that everybody like gives her such a platform, but she's a perfect example of something like this, where she was a business owner. She was like a realtor or something. Mm-hmm. Not realtor, but she ran some sort of company, and she got into politics. Most likely because she saw that there's money in politics, and she doesn't have to work so hard on her business. If as a businesswoman she can put herself into a position where you make simple fucking laws, write some shit every once in a while, stop this, enable this. Mm-hmm. You can make some money. People will sponsor you to do that. And the way to stay in office is to make sure people don't vote you out. So you go, well, there's pedophiles everywhere. And then all these old people go, yeah, let's get the pedophiles out. Just say what the fuck people want to hear so you can keep collecting money.
You ever seen that old Family Guy episode where Lois runs for office?
Yeah.
They're like, yo, how you going to get the episode? How you going to get the episode? How you going to get the win? She goes out there and she goes, 9/11.
Yeah.
And everyone just goes crazy. And I'm like, yo, that's a good strategy.
No, that is a perfect example. I wish I could see what episode that is. So if there's anybody that doesn't believe me about my theory on this shit, you see that she got in office. She kind of, in the beginning of the episode, I remember she like, the whole point was she wanted to like stop some sort of like fucking toxic waste.
Yeah. Just like everyone else, noble pursuit that ends up getting corrupted.
You see how much money you can make.
Well, that's why I like Trump, though. Like, I've never voted for him or for the situation, but I like the aspect of it's like, you know, when they always say true power corrupts, you know, send someone who's already corrupt. You know, if you know that they ain't shit from the get-go, then you know that they're going to run it like a business. And that's what I'm saying. He's a ruthless businessman. America as itself is a conglomeration in a business. It kind of makes sense.
No, I don't think he ran it as a business. I think he ran it for the reason that he's currently saying that he's currently trying to say that the president shouldn't be allowed to be convicted for any crimes.
True shit.
So he it's not a surprise that he's being charged with shit. Like, he's probably known this is years in the making, and he ran for president thinking that he could probably get as much power as he wanted. And increase his power. He's a fucking narcissist.
Imagine having to like defend him, like, yo, America, you gonna tell me you've never paid for pussy?
No,
you
real
gonna
shit.
put
That's
me
the
up
whole
on some
defense.
shit? That's a great defense, though.
He's like, I know.
You think you're better than me?
You never inflated the price of fucking realty?
I'm glad you said that, because that just made me think about something that's totally off topic, and we forgot to mention this. Diddy. You pull up Diddy?
I got him. Already on here.
Oh yeah, that his
Diddy.
this nigga, man.
No, Diddy. So his lawyers are what did his lawyers say? His lawyers are fighting back at a 1991 lawsuit, and his defense is he can't be guilty of that because it wasn't a law back then.
Which is a great legal defense. That's great legal defense because it doesn't say. That's one of them defenses that's not like, look, my client is innocent. The defense is, look, you can't prove it.
We didn't know niggas was fucking each other back then.
Yo, Harvey Weinstein lawyer is like doing a press run right now because his conviction got overturned.
Yeah.
His whole shit is they have no case. They have no evidence. He didn't once say that the nigga's guilty. I mean, the nigga's innocent. He's just saying, look, Harvey Weinstein is so elated to see that they found no real evidence. He didn't once say that the nigga was innocent.
Yeah, bro, this is America. You don't need to be innocent, bro. You just need to prove that the court system failed at some point.
Yeah.
Solid defense. What do you guys think happens, though? Because I like how I told you last week my theory on, like, all the rap battles were happening, so you forgot about Diddy.
Sadly, I think he's going to get if he is guilty of committing a crime, I think he'll get away with it just because of the level of money he has and also the music. Like, yo, that music, if you can make some slaps, people will see past how terrible you are.
I mean, what is it going to take to convict Diddy of this? He's going to go to trial for a charge. They're going to have to think the charge is strong enough to try to actually take it to trial. They're going to have to put a judge in front of him. They're going to have to put a jury there. Think about how much money this nigga got. That's like 15 people that if he pays them off correctly, like one of them, he's off.
And you got to hope that the jury didn't grow up during the Bad Boy era.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
what I'm saying.
What jury could you think of that is not corruptible? Like, how much money would it take for you to let Diddy go if he was on a jury?
Someone between these righteous 18 and 23-year-olds will probably get away. He'll probably get convicted. Anything older than that, the Love album was good. Yeah. I know it's a rough opinion to have, but it was a very good album.
And that's the worst take that you've had so far.
I hate to say it, dog. It was a solid album.
You said you like Trump, and I was like, all right.
No, I said I like the idea of Trump. I don't like Trump personally.
I'd rather you. Oh shit, they had 90, 89. All right.
Trying not even to look at it.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, man, like I said, I just think that if you have people who are just like you said, if the music's good enough, it slaps, you'll get let go with some shit. It's kind of shitty. But if it did bring back the idea of everyone having a battle, that's kind of cool.
I don't know, man. Music, it's a powerful thing.
It is, and that's why Kanye been getting away with everything. He been getting away with.
Yeah, Kanye's a piece of shit, and it's like it's getting harder to defend him. And I haven't been defending him. I just been like,
I stopped defending Kanye years ago.
Yeah, but now I just try. It's hard to pretend he don't exist now. Like before, people you would play some Kanye and niggas would say something, you be like, but now like that's not even gonna work. I can't even just be like, look, listen.
It's getting. I think I've had this take for a little while now, and I feel like we're reaching a point where Kanye has almost put out more bad music than he's put out good.
Yeah, it's honestly to the point where I was listening to I don't know, what is it, Champion? Mm-hmm. A good song, but it's like that doesn't even sound like the same person anymore. So it's like, who am I defending? A nigga that don't exist no more?
Right.
It seems like if you look at his rise, he had the most powerful people around him that he could get at each point in time. Mm-hmm. So now it's just getting out of hand. Like at first he was like with the best people in Chicago he could get with. Then he gets with Jay-Z and Rockefeller, which are like probably the most powerful people he could get himself around at that time. And just keeps moving up till he goes to fucking Trump, and then he starts fucking jerking him off.
And now we're at the point where Kanye is putting out terrible music, and he's also about to do Yeezy porn. Yeah,
with a white dude named Girthmaster.
All right, can we just take a minute to realize, because I didn't know who it was prior to us looking at this right now, the fact that Girthmaster is white, didn't see that coming.
I think that is bad for civil rights. I don't think we should have a white man representing the large penis community. I think that we're gonna take a few steps back because of this. This is all part of the Nikola Jokic agenda. They're slowly trying to inject white people into some shit that's supposed to be for black people. Having big penis, being good at basketball, like Jack Harlow. All this shit gotta stop. They tried it with Eminem, but then they started making like high school football drama movie music, so that failed. And then G-Eazy.
I think that was actually one of his last tweets.
What do you say?
His last tweet was before he deactivated his account. He tweeted that he was going to launch Yeezy Porn. He said Yeezy Porn is coming.
Yeezy Porn is coming, and they spelled it
Yeah.
C-U-M-M-I-N-G. That's clever.
I mean, it makes sense. All his clothes look like nut rags.
That's good. That's a good point.
I don't know, everyone, but that's the other thing too, though. Is I don't like people hiding underneath the guise of mental instability behind certain shit.
I think it's
that's a great segue.
Yeah, mental instability is an excuse because if you know that there's something that you're lacking, you should be trying your best to make sure that it doesn't hurt other people.
Yeah,
there we go.
And that's a perfect segue, man. So this past week, Amanda Sills, she was on Club Shay Shay. You know, it's basically the new platform where comics go to get their hate off.
Yeah.
And I can't wait.
Are you able to play it?
But with the clip?
Yeah.
Wait, can you send that to me? I can't wait to go to Club Shay Shay. I know exactly who I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna talk about niggas that eat candy corn, whoever keeping peeps in business. I got some things I hate.
That's some money laundering for sure. Like Peeps, there's definitely like cartel money involved in Peeps. There's no way that they be in.
All right, so right there, she said she was recently diagnosed with being autistic, and other black women had said to her like, "I see you in me." But then she goes on Instagram Live and says this.
They cut out at the end, he was asking, no, I have not been clinically diagnosed by a doctor because I'm not paying $10,000 to do that. And most people will tell you that at this age, you don't need a clinical diagnosis in that sense.
Now, I feel like this is dangerous for so many reasons. So she stated that she was diagnosed initially, and then she later went on Instagram Live and said that she actually wasn't, and she's not paying the money to be diagnosed. Now, I don't think it costs $10,000 to get tested, but also too, imagine not being autistic and you got autistic people coming up to you saying, "I see you." like, hold up, what you mean?
Yeah, that's pretty mean.
No,
I think it's dangerous too because like this is more dangerous than being gay around kids, being fake mentally ill around kids. People think you shouldn't take kids to like a drag show. I'd rather take my kid to a drag show than to some people that are like, well, I think I have fucking bipolar disorder, and they don't really got it.
This is just dangerous for so many reasons. To self-diagnose yourself, one is already that stigma within this community. Actual autistic or neurodivergent people online were saying they were offended by this language and by the self-diagnosis, and then you had supporters of her telling that community why they're wrong.
Yeah, that shit don't make no sense. The internet is just a fucking piece of shit.
It's mental health blackface, bro. I hate every part of it. It's performative. It's disrespectful. And like I said, I'm not saying that this is a specific case with her, but this has become a general thing.
Bro,
everyone's got some sort of, and once coming out of a generation where it wasn't something that you were like, "We honor you for your journey, for you and your spectrum triumph." Like, no, my mom's like, "Nah, he fine. Put him on the medicine, shut him up. Like, he's fine." Like, this wasn't something that was glorified. And I'm not saying that was the right answer either.
But no, it went from one end of this. No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, for me, I didn't like this for so many reasons. One, so I worked in this field, and I really don't share it that much. All right, so I worked in schools. Actually, the first school I ever worked at in New York was with I worked at a school for kids that were on the autistic spectrum. And when I was in Philly, the first student I ever worked with was a freshman that was also on the autistic spectrum. And then I just worked with other kids that had other either mental health challenges or intellectual disabilities. So to see this grown adult say this and kind of like just self-diagnose herself as her reasoning for why she's not liked in the industry,
that's
where
bullshit.
she's had such a successful career, where she's been to go from being a child actor to now you're 42 and you're still working in the industry. That's over 30 years of success. It might not be to the highest level or to the standards that you want. So it's like you've had such a successful career to try to like reason it and use this diagnosis as part of the reason why you get so much backlash. This shit was just nasty to me, man.
Yeah, I don't like where you said that people used to just be like, nah, he's cool back then. We went from underdiagnosing to overdiagnosing, and it really does disrespect the people that actually have to deal with this shit. Because a lot of autistic people, like severe, like when you like severely autistic, that shit looks like a just hard fucking experience, and
It is.
looks scary to be
It's
like a a parent trying to raise that because you don't know, like it's unpredictable and shit. So to just be like, well, I don't think people like me because of this. Well, then fucking if you know why people don't like you, why don't you dial it back a little bit?
So
I don't know.
the school I worked at,
Maybe.
you had kids in different classrooms based on their level of just wherever they were able to communicate, and also based on like how much they were able to do like education wise and functionality. So you had students that could communicate all their needs, tell you when they're hungry, tell you when they needed things, tell you when they needed assistance. Then you had like I was with one student at this school. He had bite marks on his hand because like he would just bite all day. He would bite himself all day. Then he also should have had a helmet because he would like try to bang his head.
Mm-hmm. He would have fits.
Bro, and I was under so much stress throughout my day because of I had to just be on guard, and I was like, it's scary. It is scary to witness because it's like I don't know when he's just like get frustrated because that's what it really comes from, the level of frustration of wanting to communicate something but not knowing exactly how to. And I really don't like when people try to use just the smallest things that are going on to diagnose themselves.
Well, even then, especially the correlation, because it's called the spectrum for a reason. You know what I'm saying? But the idea that you would put yourself on the same level with the people who are nonverbal, with the people who are autistic to the point that if you're not with them on a daily basis to understand certain things, and once again, this is near and dear to my heart because this runs through my family. So I'm like, do you know what it is to really have a whole relationship with someone who's nonverbal?
Right.
Like, but no, what, you think people don't like you because you're quirky? Like, come on, man, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't sit here and take a title that really means something for someone else and try to include yourself in it for whatever your fucking unorthodox reasons are. And I don't say that with disrespect. I say that to asking for people to come from a place of understanding with it.
No,
Like, yo, listen,
that's real shit.
Yeah.
We as Americans all need to practice this sentence. All right, everybody, stay with me. I don't think I know enough about this. I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Yeah, for real. Because it's kind of how, like, all these bitches now, they saying they're anemic because they got headaches. No, you been sitting your ass down all day and you forgot to eat. It be shit like that.
Yeah, you drink a coffee and don't eat and you scroll on TikTok for 7 hours, you're going to be fucked up.
and you know what? Shout out to my real anemic queens because I love you nap-needing ass chicks. Like, you're my favorite. All right? I love a chick who just needs a candy bar and a pillow. Yo, middle of the day, go ahead, mama, take your nap. You're good. 97, 92.
Damn. It's over.
Yeah, Sixers is done.
I mean, shit.
Sixers is done.
You want to get into the Jeezy custody battle thing?
You want to talk about that?
I don't know, man. If you're going to have a baby with a non-black woman, you should be prepared for her to fuck you over.
Yeah, you got
Talk about it.
That's the thing. Like,
They got no respect for your struggle.
even the first one of the first clips before they started dating, where Jeannie Mae, she was on the reel. She said she likes her dark meat on the side.
What?
Yeah, you never saw that clip? She was like, she
That
liked
didn't even
it.
make sense.
She said she liked the, like, basically she was saying,
But like
She-
meat
she-
is the star of any meal.
but she likes to date within our race or white guys. But if she talking to like a black man, that's for the fun.
It's just a bad analogy because you don't, chicken isn't a side. The side would be like some rice or some pasta.
See, that completely goes to the contradiction of my theology, where I'm just like, understand who's going to value you more in the end. You know what I'm saying? There's certain cultural things that you're going to find within people who contain melanin that are going to help you grow. Those same things you are not going to find in the lighter half of things. But it'll be fun. You know what I'm saying? You'll enjoy yourself for a little bit of time. That's just my sense.
Are we still talking about chicken?
Yes.
Okay. I don't even,
Wait,
I don't like a bad analogy.
what Asian is she though? Because them Asians, certain Asians, they can make some chicken.
If she's Korean, she gets the pass.
Yeah, what is she? Jeannie Mae. She is. Chinese and Vietnamese.
Yeah, she don't get to say nothing about niggas.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, Chinese is basically like the fucking top of Asia. So they're basically, you can say whatever you want about Chinese people. They're basically white people. Vietnamese, they've been oppressed coming from all angles, but still they say the N word sometimes. So, and they shouldn't be able to because they use a hard R.
Jesus.
And Asians can't even say R's, so that's how you know how badly they want to say that shit. So I'm not going for that.
That's the one R they pronounce the right way.
Yeah.
You rigger.
Them niggas be like, white rice? You want white rice? And then how you get the R right in nigger? You want white rice? Yo, I know you gotta fix them R's.
Shit.
We gotta cut that part out too. We got,
Right.
last 10 minutes gotta go.
All right, let me see. You want to get into the movie?
I don't know if I had any other topics. Did we talk about the fucking guns yet?
Oh, the teachers with guns?
Yeah, teachers.
No,
with
we
guns.
didn't talk about that. So the Tennessee governor plans to sign a bill that will allow teachers to carry guns in school. And it's going to be, if they thought school shootings was bad already, you can't even trust the teachers to carry a condom around these students.
That's a good point.
The teachers is letting the kids hit raw, and you want them to protect their life. They can't even protect the sex. This shit don't make no sense. I will say, if they are going to give them a gun, at least they gotta have like some type of tenure. Like the teacher should have to be there for a while. Don't let the substitute get a gun.
Yeah, you gotta be the teacher that like the white girl that like all the black kids like. That's the one that gets the gun. But the one that's like sending all the niggas to the principal all the time, he gonna snap and shoot somebody. I'm excited to see what happens because, all right, I'm not saying this to be crass, but school shootings are gonna keep happening.
Oh, for sure.
They're gonna keep happening. So I'm excited to see what happens when there's a school shooting with teachers who have the guns. What's gonna happen?
This is interesting because
Who wants to place a bet?
as we're looking this up, this chart came up. So this chart says, so the beginning of the article said that Tennessee should be the 34th state to allow teachers to carry guns. So at that point I went, wait a minute, what other states is it allowed for a teacher to CCW on the job? Turns out a lot of other states. Like,
Damn, Pennsylvania, you could have permission with school authority. They wouldn't have had that shit in Philly.
I mean, but yeah, not in Philly, but you know, the rest of PA outside of Philly and Pittsburgh is just shit, basically Alabama.
That shit is Alabama and Pennsylvania is just like Pennsylvania.
it's crazy though when you actually look at some of the ones that are on there. Pennsylvania, New Jersey. I'm not great at geography. Kentucky, figured that. Ohio, figured that. Indiana, probably.
I didn't know teachers could
Michigan.
carry guns. But like, does that mean like they can carry them to their car? Like, if they find it in their car, are they not going to get in trouble, or can they bring it into the school? That's what I want to know.
That would be more of a deep dive into that because a lot of these seem to say with special permission from the school, training and authority. Like, there's a lot of things, but from my understanding, it would be that they are allowed to pack in the school. Like, they're allowed to come to their desk and lock in the Glock. So
I'm very curious about how these laws work because is it that there's no law against it on the books? But I'm pretty sure most school districts are gonna say, "Hey, I know what the state says, but you're not bringing this into our district."
And in certain states, that is the case. For example, Colorado. Can a public school teacher carry a gun here? Yes, in specific circumstances with additional permits and training required, which means you have to qualify in order to, which is great.
Yeah.
Opposed to
Well, Aurora and
Vermont.
Columbine happened in Colorado, right?
Yeah.
Those are like the two biggest.
yeah.
Virginia. What's Virginia? Because you remember the Virginia tech shooting? I wonder what
Yeah.
Virginia's stance on it is. Yo, that's crazy that you knew where Virginia was because I had no idea.
Bro, did you not see me doing the slow dragging my hand down the thing to a name?
We get into it. Before we get out of here, back with another one as usual, the Tubi movie of the week. This week we switched it up. We watched a horror movie. We watched Chasing a Ghost. And Chasing the Ghost, this was directed by Dennis Reed II. So, you know, we wanted to stay in touch with him just because, you know, one of our favorite Tubi directors. He's made a lot of great work. But I will say this movie, and we also did see some of our Tubi favorites in here, like Sierra Evil was in this.
Yeah, that was actually a pleasant surprise. Because like I said, she's actually grown on me since the last movie. The first movie we saw her, I hated her because I thought she was just like doing a fake black accent.
And who else was it? Alfonso Settles.
Alfonso Settles was in this.
Yeah,
It was fun to see him in a role where he's not a piece of shit.
Yeah. So this one was cool, but this. All right, matter of fact, before I critique it, let me give the synopsis of what the movie is about. So this movie is about a guy, Clay. He's a doctor, and he's about to enter rehab. You know, he's going through a lot, and his drug addiction is affecting his work, and because of that, he joins a rehab, but he realized he's cursed, and that he must find a way to stay high, and if he doesn't, his loved ones will die.
Yeah, it's a very weird premise. It's not the worst.
But it's a very Tubi
Yeah.
storyline.
An anesthesiologist that kills people by accident is actually pretty common too. So, think about that the next time you go under for surgery.
Yeah. Would you do crack to save your loved ones?
I would do anything to save my loved ones.
Hell yeah.
So this one, this movie, it wasn't my favorite. It definitely wasn't my favorite, but I will say this movie came out in 2022. And since then, Dennis Reed II has made about 50 movies that yes, he's made a lot of movies that I'm sure you will find that you will love. This one, it had a very diverse cast. This was definitely the most white people I've seen in a Tubi movie.
Yeah, I almost turned it off, but I let it go. White people in a Tubi movie, it's like it's not really. It's like when a basketball player go to China.
Okay, but now
they really don't want you. Where you from? Huh?
I'm interested in this part though, because on Tubi, Dennis Reed II is listed under director, first name, co-director situation. On IMDb, it's given to Matthew Santia, with no mention of Dennis Reed in the stats page. So I was actually just looking up,
he
numbers and shit. Yeah, it's crazy though. I don't understand.
Since this is how slowly the white people are trying to take over the Tubi verse.
Yo, you can go back to an episode we did 6-7 months ago.
It says directed by Matt Santia, executive producer Dennis Reed.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll take that back then.
Dennis Reed was like, I'm not directing
Doesn't say that on
white
IMDb.
Yeah, that's
what it says. It says that on Tubi. It doesn't say on IMDb.
That's poor IMDb describing.
But there's months ago you heard me say, don't let white people in on Tubi. We're going to take that one too. And this is a start.
Yeah. There were some parts of this that were kind of funny.
Yeah.
A lot of it was just me judging though.
Shout out Kamal Hassan.
Kamal Hassan.
Oh yeah. He was in this. I forgot
Jordan,
he was in it.
Yeah.
Him and Alfonso Settles both were playing like not pieces of shit. Cool.
Hoops was in this.
Mm-hmm.
Hoops. Who's Hoops?
Hoops from Flavor of Love. She was on Flavor of Love, and then she was the wife.
Nicole Alexander.
Yeah. That's bro.
I don't remember Flavor of Love.
Ah, you weren't.
But that's a grind.
That was a movement.
And she
I only
also
remember New York because that was the big one.
She also dated Shaq for a little bit.
That shit stretched out. I don't know why.
The real girth master. No, but that shit is
It's mature as fuck.
That shit is it just shows you that like the entertainment industry is a grind. This shit don't happen overnight, man. One day, like you trying to put your best foot forward, you date Flavor Flav to end up making Tubi movies.
Well, I don't think anybody saw her and was like, well, she's fucking Flavor Flav, so it's only up from here. I think this is about as accurate as
right where she should be.
Yeah.
All right, so let me say, okay, so this one person gave it a 9 out of 10.
It got actually really good reviews. They got it at 7.5 out of 10 overall.
Yeah.
Actually, I would believe if somebody was like, my life went downhill since I started fucking Flavor Flav.
Oh, that's even... You gonna read this?
Yeah, it says, what a great take on a psychological thriller with a little paranormal thrown in. Love the quirky head of Sunnydale Angel and phenomenal performances by all of the Michigan actors. This film really took a turn that I didn't expect at all, which was fantastic. Plus, it was great seeing some Detroit landmarks in there. I'm not sure what was the Detroit landmarks. It was probably
This is just a nigga from Detroit.
This is somebody on. This is a PA on the movie. Yeah.
I know that abandoned house. I've never seen a film about addiction quite like this. That is true. I will say that. Definitely, we seen drugs in movies, but never you gotta stay high or I'm gonna kill your loved ones.
Yeah, this is the first metaphorical Tubi movie we watched. It's all a metaphor for addiction.
Yeah.
Everything's else been too straightforward.
Right, because even they tied everything together at the end, but it was just I was kind of confused leading up to that point, though. I'll say that.
It didn't make a lot of sense. There was a lot of.
It's inventive, dark, surprising, and it makes you think. Music and cinematography were fantastic, and the characters in Sunnydale provided some comedic relief, especially Vondi, and of course, Hoops and Lucci killed it. Excellent Detroit film. Will rewatch. See, we're not the only people who acknowledge that Hoops is in this.
Yeah, you know, you ever watch like a really good movie, and they're like, you gotta watch it more than once. I feel like that's not a sign of a good movie if you gotta watch it. Like there's this movie, you know Tarkovsky. You ever watch Stalker?
No, but I know enough people have made reference to it that I'm familiar about it.
Yeah, it's this movie I watched. It's like 3 hours long. It's like some Russian shit, and it don't make no fucking sense. And so like I'll go on like Reddit or something. They're like, you gotta watch it more than once. It's like then it's shitty. In 3 hours, you can't make me understand this shit. I gotta watch a 6 hour movie, nigga. I got a job.
But I don't know. Did you watch Snowfall?
Snowfall, the show?
Oh no, yeah. Did you watch Snowfall the show? So
I understood it.
There was a big thing come the end of it where like a lot of people were like, now go back and look at this show as Franklin's not the protagonist, but look at him as the antagonist, and it does change the dynamic of the show if you rewatch it with that light. So I do understand there is value to certain things as far as perspective when it comes to rewatching shit, but not generally with a movie unless it's something like I didn't see for whatever reason. Yeah, I agree with you. Having to rewatch it is bad.
That's a good point though, because I remember when I was watching Snowfall. It's one of those shows similar to like Breaking Bad, where the protagonist starts to make decisions that you would never agree with, and you're like trying to find. It's really hard to continue to root for this motherfucker like at all.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad was like that same thing for me, where it's like towards the end, it's just I was rooting for the nigga for no reason, basically, because he was a piece of shit, you know, as a character. But you don't need to rewatch that shit.
Understandable. But like I said, I do understand why people say certain things like that. Like, oh no, go ahead and try to put it with fresh eyes.
Yeah, I like that. But yeah, don't make me rewatch a movie to understand it.
Yeah, this isn't it.
This is it.
You could watch the first and last 10 minutes and probably get it.
But you might want to watch some Breaking Bad or Snowfall after this just to cleanse your palate. So
or watch Stalker by Tarkovsky so that I can also be fucking so we can talk shit about it.
I'm gonna play this line right here about when the doctor first the doctor is going through it and they're questioning whether he's able to still complete his job.
It's a wild question.
I think at that point, like, shouldn't doctors have to be drug tested?
Yeah.
As somebody who works in a hospital, I'm going to go ahead and say no. And the reason why is because if you drug test the doctors, that means you got to drug test the rest of us. That's the same policy we use. You can't drug test us if you're not ready to drug test them.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's a defending part of the union contract. But hey, whatever.
Certain people should be allowed to like certain jobs, certain departments should be allowed to get high, and certain departments not. Like,
for sure.
School bus drivers shouldn't be allowed to get high, but school bus driver, like dispatchers, the ones that are like, all right, go get the kids, you should be allowed to smoke weed.
I'm saying there's just just be able to handle your high. That's it. I know people who do dangerous jobs that definitely hit rails on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll come in yacked out their face, but they'll make some shit happen.
There's some jobs that I think you should have to be on cocaine.
I agree.
Like a mechanic. There's no reason that shit should take all fucking day. Hurry that shit the fuck up.
So this right here is I'm gonna play this scene where we first get introduced to Alfonso Settles, also known as Brother Felix.
I don't like that he said that like that's in the Bible.
Yeah, I love that Alfonso Settles. So he's playing a pastor or a reverend in this, And it's like, this nigga is just using Twitter quotes as his sermon.
This nigga's the Facebook pastor.
Let me see.
Oh, he's actually a decent character. I didn't dislike his character in this movie. Every other movie he's hitting a woman, so that's kind of why I liked it. I mean, I was getting tired of that shit. This is like the first movie where no women get hit.
So this is at this point now, Clay is in rehab, and he meets. I think this is the first time where he meets his roommate.
She's a good actor because like that was good.
Yeah, I like that. That was our introduction to Sarah Eva, and I just also thought it was funny that this nigga's in rehab just shaving people's eyebrows off. They had a good message at the end. They also had a PSA at the end where, you know, if you are struggling with addiction, they had a phone number where you could call to get help. So they did have a positive message with this movie.
They got to keep the Tubi viewers alive because everybody on this is doing Percocets. So, like, you don't want your whole entire fucking fan base ODing. You got to keep these niggas alive so you can keep making these movies.
It'll be mad funny if the PSA is like, if you know someone's struggling with addiction, call this number. But instead of like a help thing, it's the number for the Connect. Like, it's like, oh, what do you on perks? How much you paying for those? I get them for you for 12.
So yeah, I don't know. You got anything else about this movie?
No, but that is a good idea. Like, if you send the niggas drugs, but like package it with a DVD of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you package the DVD sales and
sack that. I agree.
Yeah,
it's a good idea.
Like how rappers would do like a T-shirt with an album.
This one, if y'all looking for something to watch, if y'all looking for like a thriller, a horror movie to watch, I definitely will say I'll take this over the Dogface.
I don't know, yo. I fucked with Dogface, bro. The storyline was good for Dogface. I fucked with that. Yeah, this production's better, but I don't know. The storyline was deep.
I don't think Dogface had any white people.
Actually, that might
not true. One.
Yeah. Well, he was in this place.
Yeah.
I guess you're right. That might what it be. I'm looking at the production value in this movie instead of the actual storyline. This one, because the production is great. They had hospitals. They had a church. It seems like they're in a nice neighborhood. But overall, yeah, you might be right. Dogface might have been a better story.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the way the character design, like the costume design for this dude. He looked like a trap Abraham Lincoln. This is a pretty good costume design.
Yeah, man. If y'all looking for something to check out, man, check out Chasing the Ghost.
Yeah, I would recommend this. What would you give it?
I give this a 3.
Yeah, strong 3.
You give it a 3?
I give it a 3 out of 5.
A 3 out of 5.
Maybe 2.5.
Okay, let's go 3. Let's go 3 out of 5. I think we go 3 out of 5. All right, Chasing the Ghost, 3 out of 5.
Also, man, I think the best point that you made prior to this, like just us coming into this, was that, man, if you look at Dennis Reed's earlier productions versus productions now, man, you're right.
Right.
There's growth. So this is cool to check out somebody's old work, especially because considering he's been rocking with the same people this entire time.
That's what I'm saying. We've seen Camille Hassan. He's put out at least, at the bare minimum, he's put out 60 movies since this one. Same thing with Alfonso Settles. They've put in so much work since 2022. So I've definitely seen the growth from them coming from this to where they're at now.
Yeah, all these niggas do is bench press and make movies. They don't got no other jobs. That's kind of cool to see.
Small ass shirts.
Small ass shirts. All they do is bench press, put their shirts in the dryer,
and beat women.
and make movies.
Yeah, but I don't know. Y'all got anything? Anything you want to plug before we get out?
Anything I want to plug? No, just keep yourself informed about the current international conflicts: Palestine, Sudan, I think Congo, Ukraine, Taiwan, everything. Just stay informed about it. Don't let people tell you what the fuck is going on. Find out for yourself.
Develop your own opinion.
Yeah, but if your opinion is in support of Israel, you're wrong. That's the one thing you're definitely wrong about. There's no, you can't side with the war crime side. But everything, just the specifics of it, find out for yourself. We're not never gonna get this shit off the ground now.
Nah, man, I'm about to go to Starbucks right after this.
I don't even know what our stand. What is our official stance? Our official stance is whatever makes people laugh. I guess.
Just going.
Our official stance is, yo, fix the problems here. Then we can talk about everybody else, bro.
But yeah, just keep supporting this pod, man. We definitely appreciate y'all. It's been a good one. We see y'all back next week. I'm Anthony Moore.
I'm Asante Morris.
Maxwell.
And we out of here.